The mystery of animal instincts is a fascinating area of study, as animals possess a range of innate behaviors that are crucial for their survival and reproduction. These instincts are hardwired in their biology, passed down through generations, and do not require learning or experience. Here's a deep dive into how animals rely on their instincts and some intriguing examples from nature, including migratory birds, honeybees, deep-sea creatures, and more. What are animal instincts? Instincts are inborn, automatic behaviors that animals exhibit in response to certain stimuli in their environment. These behaviors are typically species-specific and serve essential functions such as finding food, avoiding predators, attracting mates, and raising offspring. Instincts do not need to be taught or learned. They are genetically programmed into an animal's brain and nervous system. How do animals rely on instincts for survival? Instincts play a key role in helping animals navigate the challenges they face in their environments. These behaviors help ensure survival, reproduction, and the continuation of species. Some examples of how instincts are used include finding food. Many animals instinctively know where and how to hunt, forage, or gather food. Avoiding predators. Instincts trigger defensive behaviors such as fleeing, hiding, or camouflage. Reproduction, mating rituals, nest building, and parental care are often instinctual and critical for species survival. Migration and navigation. Many animals are instinctively guided to migrate over long distances or find their way back to specific locations, even without prior experience or external guidance. Examples of animal instincts. Here are some remarkable examples of animal instincts, showcasing their complexity and importance in the natural world. Many species of birds, such as swallows, Arctic terns, and monarch butterflies, exhibit migratory instincts that lead them on incredible journeys. Migratory birds are often born with an innate sense of direction, which allows them to travel thousands of miles without prior experience. They use environmental cues like the position of the sun, the Earth's magnetic field, and even the stars to navigate. The main purpose of migration is usually to find better climates or breeding grounds. For example, Arctic terns migrate between the Arctic and Antarctic every year, covering the longest migration route of any animal, around 25,000 miles. Honeybees are a great example of instinctive behavior that supports both individual survival and the functioning of an entire ecosystem. When a honeybee finds a source of nectar, it performs a waggle dance to communicate the distance, direction, and quality of the food source to other members of the hive. This behavior is instinctual and crucial for the survival of the colony. Honeybees instinctively divide their roles into workers, drones, and queens, with each type playing a vital role in the survival and reproduction of the hive. Certainly. Bears, like many other animals, rely on a range of instincts for survival, primarily revolving around foraging, mating, and hibernation. Bears instinctively know when to forage and where to find food in preparation for hibernation. They are driven by their instincts to consume large amounts of food during the late summer and fall to build up fat reserves, which they rely on during their winter hibernation. This instinct is crucial for their survival in cold climates. Bears have strong mating instincts, and, during the breeding season, males roam large distances in search of mates. These mating rituals are largely driven by biological cues, and the instinct to mate ensures the continuation of the species. Perhaps one of the most fascinating examples of instinct in bears is their hibernation behavior. As the temperature drops and food becomes scarce, bears instinctively enter a state of hibernation during which their metabolic rate significantly decreases, allowing them to survive without food for months. This instinct is triggered by environmental changes and internal biological clocks. Kangaroos also have a set of instincts that ensure their survival, focusing on locomotion, reproduction, and social behavior. Jumping as primary locomotion. Kangaroos are instinctively adapted for powerful jumping as a primary mode of travel. Their long, muscular hind legs are perfectly designed for bounding over large distances to cover vast areas in search of food and water. This instinct is key to navigating the Australian outback, where food and water can be scarce. Reproductive instincts. Female kangaroos have a unique reproductive system that allows them to give birth to underdeveloped young, known as joeys. The joey instinctively crawls into its mother's pouch to continue developing. Additionally, kangaroo mothers can pause the development of an embryo, a process known as embryonic diapause, if environmental conditions are not ideal for raising a young one. This demonstrates a sophisticated instinct to time reproduction. Social behavior and defense. Kangaroos also exhibit strong instincts to bond in groups for protection. When under threat, they instinctively engage in boxing behavior to defend themselves, often to protect territory or establish dominance within a group. Whales, like other migratory animals, are driven by incredibly complex instincts related to migration, communication, and breeding. Migratory instincts. Like migratory birds, whales have a strong instinct to migrate over long distances. For example, humpback whales migrate between feeding grounds in the cold waters of the polar regions to breeding grounds in tropical or subtropical waters. This instinctual migration is essential for the species' reproductive success, as mating and calving typically occur in warmer waters where the newborn calves are more likely to survive. Navigational skills. Whales, particularly sperm whales, have an innate ability to navigate across vast oceanic distances. They use environmental cues such as the Earth's magnetic field and sun positioning to navigate. Even though some species of whales are born in specific locations, they instinctively know how to travel to find food or breeding partners. Communication. Whales use songs and vocalizations for communication. For example, male humpback whales produce complex songs during the breeding season. This vocal behavior, which is instinctive, likely plays a role in attracting mates and establishing territory. Snakes exhibit fascinating and diverse instincts related to hunting, defense, and reproduction. Hunting and feeding. Snakes rely on instinctive hunting behaviors to catch prey. Many species, like the boa constrictor or king cobra, are ambush predators, using their camouflage and stealth to surprise their prey. For example, pit vipers use their heat-sensitive pits, located near their eyes, to detect warm-blooded prey. This hunting instinct is often linked to their ability to conserve energy while waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Defensive instincts. Snakes also have strong defensive behaviors that are driven by instinct. Some snakes, such as the coral snake or copperhead, rely on their venom to deter predators, while others, like the king cobra, can perform intimidating displays, such as flattening their hoods to signal potential threats. Reproductive instincts. Like many reptiles, snakes rely heavily on instincts when it comes to reproduction. After mating, female snakes will find a secluded location to lay their eggs, and some species of snakes will instinctively protect their eggs until they hatch. Instincts also guide the young snakes, which are born fully functional and capable of hunting or defending themselves shortly after birth. Many creatures that live deep under the ocean exhibit fascinating and often mysterious instincts. For example, many deep-sea animals, such as anglerfish and certain species of jellyfish, have the instinctual ability to produce light through bioluminescence. This behavior can serve various purposes: attracting prey, confusing predators, or communicating with others of their species in the dark depths. Deep-sea creatures, like the giant squid and the gulper eel, are instinctively adapted to the high pressure, darkness, and scarcity of food. They rely on complex instincts for hunting, mating, and survival in these harsh conditions. The journey of sea turtles from birth to adulthood is one of the most well-known examples of animal instincts. After hatching on a beach, baby sea turtles instinctively move toward the water, often guided by the light of the horizon. They imprint on the magnetic field of their birthplace and later use that to return to the same beach to lay eggs as adults. Adult sea turtles also instinctively migrate thousands of miles across the ocean to find suitable breeding grounds, relying on a sophisticated internal compass to navigate across vast expanses of the sea. Lions, tigers, and other big cats possess strong predatory instincts honed through evolution. In species like lions, hunting requires a combination of individual skill and group cooperation. While some big cats hunt alone, lions have an instinctive social structure that helps them work together to take down large prey. Leopards and tigers rely on stalking and ambush techniques, using their instincts to silently approach their prey before launching a sudden attack. Migration in salmon. Salmon are known for their incredible migratory instinct. Born in freshwater rivers, they swim to the ocean where they spend much of their lives before instinctively returning to their birthplace to spawn. Salmon use a combination of environmental cues, such as the Earth's magnetic field, and their sense of smell to navigate the vast oceans and return to their natal rivers. How do animal instincts develop? Instincts are typically inherited genetically, but there are cases where some environmental factors can influence the expression of these instincts. The behavior may not need to be learned, but can be shaped by certain conditions such as imprinting. In some species, like ducks or geese, the first moving object they see after hatching is imprinted on them, leading them to follow it. This is an example of instinctual learning within a critical period. Some animals, such as certain birds, may modify their migratory patterns in response to changing environmental conditions, showing a dynamic relationship between instincts and the environment. The mystery: why do these instincts exist? The survival of an animal depends on how well it adapts to its environment. Animal instincts often arise as a result of evolutionary pressures that have shaped species over millennia. These behaviors help animals maximize their chances of survival, reproduction, and finding resources. Instincts are like a blueprint that allows species to thrive in the wild, even in the face of adversity. The mystery lies in how animals can perform these complex, precise behaviors without prior experience or learning. The idea that such behaviors can be genetically encoded and passed down through generations raises fascinating questions about the nature of biology and evolution. Summary: connecting instincts across species. Each of these animals, bears, kangaroos, whales, and snakes, relies on deeply ingrained instincts to thrive in their environments. Bears use instincts for foraging, hibernation, and mating. Kangaroos have instincts guiding their locomotion, reproduction, and social interactions. Whales exhibit migratory behaviors, complex navigation, and vocal communication as instinctive practices for survival. Snakes rely on hunting strategies, defense mechanisms, and reproductive instincts to maintain their populations. In all these cases, instincts are not just behaviors. They are the critical tools that have evolved to help these species adapt, survive, and reproduce in their respective environments. Animal instincts are deeply embedded, vital behaviors that ensure survival, reproduction, and harmony within ecosystems. From the incredible migrations of birds and sea turtles to the complex social structure of honeybees, these instincts continue to inspire awe and intrigue. Understanding these behaviors allows us to appreciate the intricate ways in which life on Earth has evolved to adapt to the challenges of survival.